Well, I must say, our view from here now looks extremely great, especially when you compare it to what we had at the start of the series. And to think we're only on episode 7. This hasn't even been 2 months on this world, and we're already done a fair bit of work. Between episodes, I did add some moss in, just sort of these more enclosed areas that you can see are sort of bounded by the path. So this area here, where we can add some decoration, as well as this area as well. So if we look over here, it's bounded, and it ends over here, where the sort of terrain for the cliff starts as well. As well as this mossing, we also upgraded some of the villagers. I think our farmer villager and our mending villager are maxed out, but the rest aren't. Our farmer villager, we can get emeralds from wheat, potatoes, and melons. I don't think it's got any other ones for us, so sucks that it doesn't also have a pumpkin trade, but it doesn't matter too much. And then this villager, it's only on is 2nd level, but he doesn't have an iron trade, unfortunately. So bells are really expensive, definitely never trading for those. Then we go, this villager, I haven't even gotten past the 1st level, so I still got the same trades that we had last episode. Also, I forgot to mention, I did change this build. I also put the enchanting table back in. It does look a little weird from the back, which is why I added these bushes, because it still looks weird. Maybe I need to add some sort of support beams here just to make it look a little better. I don't have anything in there right now, so maybe we do that. I still need to fix these. I just realized I didn't fix them. Obviously in here, nothing but the enchanting setup. And then if we go over to our mending villager, he has been maxed out, and we are before whatever the first drop of 2026 is. So we still have the name tag trade. So he might end up being the only villager with it in this world. Who knows? Depends if I update. I don't know if I will straight away. It's not really worth it for me. But I think we've got to get a couple more builds in. I want to finish off this sort of block of land. Maybe not with terraining with any exterior decoration, but at least get the last few buildings in with some villagers. So we'll get a mason, another blacksmith, and a cleric in, and we might also add a church. Who knows? We also might, this episode, just add a bit of a gate and a path to our farmer villager. But I think first of all, I actually want to get some decoration done here. Just fill in this area here. We'll move this chest out of the way. See, yeah, we'll just move it over here for now. Actually, this chest has barely anything, so we'll move that over. And then we'll be back here with some actual decoration blocks, some grass, some bushes, and some flowers, and get this looking a little better. I've now got everything we need to start decorating. I had to go out and find the 2 tall flowers, the lilacs and the peonies. I had to go out and find a bit, but we'll get this decorated right now. And now the foliage is in. There's a couple firefly bushes that I've sort of hidden a bit back. We've got one there, one in here as well. And then if we go over here, there's one. It's not as hidden, but it doesn't matter. We've sort of tried to keep the flowers in a bit of a group them together, sort of keep things working. I did want to add a pond, and maybe we could still do that, but I don't quite know how I would design it yet. I really tried in a creative copy of this world, and I just couldn't get it to look right, so we've just gotten this for now. Eventually we'll probably do something over on this side as well, but for now, that's this bit of decorating done. We've worked on the outside for a bit. Now we actually have to start on the builds that we said we were going to do earlier. And also, I do want to wait for nighttime, because I want to feel or see what it looks like with the fireflies and the atmosphere that we get. So we might do that later in the episode. We'll have a look at that. But for now, we need to gather some of the resources for our 4 builds that we're going to do. and we'll be right back. Well, we've got or pretty much all the resources we need for some of the exterior stuff, as well as just the villager workstations. So we got, obviously, our mason will be here, our toolsmith will be here, and then our cleric will be here, and then the church. We've got some of the stuff for the exterior, and I think a little bit of that will also be for the interior, but we haven't got all the stuff for the interior yet, so we'll get back to that. But we'll jump right into a time lapse and get these builds done. So these builds are pretty much done now. We've just got interiors to do for all of them, including the church over there. So we've got our mason house. I actually kind of like this block palette here. I think for the most part, at least the outside looks right. I think choosing the floor and ceiling, I don't know. I might change it up, who knows. But yeah, I think the builds on the outside, obviously this is what we built last episode. I think it's sort of similar to this build here, but different roof and base like thing, but the calcite in the roof. But it also kind of makes sense because they're both blacksmiths. So we also have like this side door. So like maybe this blacksmith comes out and works in the same area as this one. Also, we have got a lot of these sort of like alleyway areas. There's not much room to put much in. We might be able to add in some leaves or something in between. Also, this building is sunken into on this end. I don't know if I like it or not, or who knows. I might shave off a bit around and we could maybe add something. But I think for the most part, the street's coming along really nice. Now, if we go over to our church area, we've just got a little bit of moss. Let's just add a little bit more just so we can at the very least stand. Also, let's make sure no mobs can spawn. So from the outside, if we just go out here, looks nice. I think from the side it looks a little weird. I don't know how best to fix that though, so it's just going to stay how it is, and it can be a weirder looking building. Now inside there's not really an interior. All I've got are these shelves that sort of act as a bit of a wall separator. I think mainly because on this side would have a weirder, like if we take away these shelves, like it's a very harsh transition from the deep slate to the stone, so the shelves sort of help with that. Well, on the inside we'll have like some stairs as chairs and like an altar up at this end, maybe a cross, but we'll need to gather the resources for the interior. We'll also need to put the villagers in their houses. I'll do both of those, and then I'll be right back and we can start working on the interior. We have now got ourselves the stuff we need for the interior. It's not going to be an overly complex interior, so we're going to add in our, let's see, these are in the right area, so we want 3 rows like so. And one thing that I did sort of discover when I was doing this build was that the shelves actually make good armrests. So, especially for something like this, then for the altar, it is going to be, we want to make ourselves something like this, and then we can grab ourselves our blocks, I believe. Let's see. I know for sure those. I just need to make sure I'm doing this right. So then, it's getting dark. Let's put you there. We also want that there. We'll put ourselves a lectern there. And then I think solid blocks there and there, and as well as that. So that's the altar there done. And then we will have, I believe we'll do on these blocks here, we'll have ourselves some candles. We don't have enough for the full effect that we want, and I don't have a flint and steel on me, so I'm gonna go and grab that. But I do have a couple bee nests underground. Oh, kitty, it's starting to spawn now. That's good. Let's do some parkour around our fence. I still need to add that gate. I don't know why I'm not doing it. But if we go down here for a bit, I think you can't really see. You can sort of see it here. We've got ourselves a couple bees. It's currently nighttime, so they're not doing anything. And also, this is a good opportunity just to hopefully these firefly bushes turn on and give us the puddles. There we go. You can see some of them. Bit more atmosphere at night. I think the lantern adds to it. And even though it looks darker, if we actually turn on our light levels, you can see no mobs can spawn. Anyway, let's go grab that flint and steel, and we'll finish off the interior as best we can, minus the candles. So, as you can see, I have finished off the interior. We've got ourselves our chairs. We've also got ourselves the cross here, and a lectern that we will need to put a book in. We've also just got ourselves these candle holders. Obviously, we don't have all the candles yet. We still need, I believe, 21 candles, which is at this point going to be quite difficult to get a hold of. And then we've also just put ourselves a roof in here and a lantern. If we turn on our light levels, you can see nothing can spawn in here, which that's good. We don't want anything to be able to. I don't know if I want to put a villager in there or not. I haven't really made up my mind yet, but for now, that's this building done. I might add something to the back because it is quite bland. I don't really know what. Maybe some pillars or something. I will probably tweak around with that in a creative test world and see what I like. Also, I think it is time. Oh, I've got some phantoms. But we'll add ourselves just this gate in. We'll do. See, do we want to do 2? Yeah, I think 2 makes a bit of sense. Alright, let's... Where are these phantoms? Let's get them. Alright, come on. Get ourselves some phantom membrane. It's not the most useful thing, but at least something. There we go. Alright, one last one. Let's see, can I pop him from this guy? Come on. There, yep. So, I'll pick that XP up later. I'll put it in our chest over here. I think has the rest of our phantom membrane. So, we'll add our 4 to it. So I have 23 total, which is more than we need in this world. I think I'll only ever be making slow falling potions once, and then never again. So, yeah, anyway, let's sleep before those phantoms can come back. So, I think our next task will be, I want to just gather some wood, so we might work on that forest, tear it down, and we can sort of use that area to sort of plant our own trees so we don't ugly up the outside of our farming house. We also need to figure out a better solution for these chests. But as you can see, I have tidied up a little bit in the front. There was podzol here and some stuff. I just want to make it look a little better, and so it's not as ugly, and we can use that side over there for the uglier stuff. So we'll see, how much do we want to do? We'll probably work up to about this sort of line here, and then we'll be back, and hopefully I've thought of another thing we can do for this episode once I've destroyed all of these trees and gathered their resources. And now that bit of the forest is clear, and we've got all of this stuff from it is what we picked up. So a fair bit of oak wood, some birch, and like one acacia tree I had to chop down. But if we go to FreeCam, you can sort of see the progress we've made. But what's going to be a pain is getting rid of all of this leaf litter. It's like, I love it as a block, but it's just everywhere in forests now, and it's just a little annoying to deal with. So we'll have to clear that out eventually. What I want to do now is I want to just replace all like the gravel, clay and sand in this river for a fair bit with dirt, but we don't actually have much dirt left. We've got mainly grass because we've got silk touch and whatnot. So like if we go over in here, where is it? Like as you can see, got a bit of coarse dirt, moss, podzol, and yeah, not much else. Let's dump our stuff in here quickly. Let's just make sure that everything's in. I think in a couple chests over here we've got a bunch of grass, but we don't have much dirt. So we're going to have to grab our fortune. Yeah, as you can see, a bunch of grass, but no dirt. So we're going to have to grab our fortune pick. We're also going to have to sleep. We'll grab our fortune shovel, sorry. And underneath our custom terrain, we're just going to dig out a bit. I won't show you that. I'll just cut to once that's done. And we've got a fair amount and can start working on the river. As you can see, I've gathered ourselves a fair amount of dirt. I don't know how far this will get us from roughly. We'll start roughly here. I know we could also work on this area here, but I don't really know if I even want to attempt that or not, or have some sort of transition. I'm not too sure. Oh, there's drowns with a fishing rod. Let's at least deal with him before we get a start. Let's see. Just regular old fishing rod. But I think we'll go down. We'll replace all the sand, gravel, and clay. We'll probably... This thing here, if that you can sort of see, leads to a cave. I'm not going to really touch it too much, because I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with this river. Like, I know I want to keep it, but I don't know if I'm going to actually change the actual shape of it in terms of like under the water. Like, it'll go along the same area, but I'll leave that. I'll probably go, let's see, where do I want to probably end up? Maybe here, where we sort of see this gap. So I'll take ourselves a screenshot, just so I have the chords in case I need to reference them. But we'll probably go up to there if we can, and then, I don't know if I'll do it this episode, but we can turn all the dirt that we place into mud in the future, which I definitely want the river to be mud, just one darker color, and then we can do some work around. So we'll get a start on doing the riverbed now. Well, I heavily underestimated how much dirt I'd actually need for this. We only got about this far, and I did say I wanted to get up to here, but we've still got a fair bit. It was about, maybe not quite halfway we got, but definitely looks much better now, and it'll probably look even better when we actually turn this dirt into mud. if we go under here, you can see I didn't touch some of these areas because I know I'm going to probably fill in this bit. I might actually just wing it in survival between episodes. Also, this bit here I might just sort of cut in because I do want to blend this with out there because I do not want to turn all of this into mud. It's just going to be too much work for what it's worth. But yeah, so I think that's going to do us for this episode. Next episode is going to be a fun one. I do plan on going to the Nether for the next episode, which will be fun, which will also mean we'll build just one build next episode instead of a few. So we get a little change of scenery and a break from all of this building that we did in the last couple episodes. But yeah, so don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!